Oh, what's up? I'm so excited right now because everything looks right on my screen. So I know it looks right to you. And hopefully, I'm so terrified. Hopefully, it sounds amazing. Last week, we realized too late that a couple of our audios were Poopy McPoopstein. And now I should be coming in silky smooth. Everybody, welcome back. We're here. It's Piss in the Apple Juice. Episode 1, an actual episode 1. We've got the lovely Alicia above us here with us for our first time. Going to be portraying Eleanor. Kyle, of course, here. Eleonora, what'd I say?
Eleanor.
That's going to happen. I mean, that's gonna
get
happen
used
so
to
much.
it.
Yeah, get used to that. We got Ben and played by, of course, Kyle Pulaski. And
hello.
We've got my man James playing Shadow. And well, I guess you're not playing Shadow. You're playing Tyron, and Shadow is being played by.
Who is playing Shadow?
We have. Well, hold on. I have it already set up. Right. Wait for it. And Alicia's playing Louis. Kyle's playing Shadow, and Stax is playing Jack.
That's awesome.
Which I'm just now realizing there's a capital A in Jack, and I'll never be able to unsee it. Guys, of course, this is Piss in the Apple Juice, a story about the hardships about being a kid and dealing with all the things that a typical third grader faces daily, like homework, bullies, and the CIA. But with the buddies and a little bit of luck, and of course your best friend, cosmic dimensional monstrosity of unfathomable horror, you're sure to take in whatever life throws your way. This is episode 1. We had a small episode before with Ben and Taryn just kind of having a crazy bit of time.
Ridiculous.
They had to. They made some friends on the first day of school. They were then also forced to get back some confiscated candy for the lovely Stacy sweet tooth syrup. Ben, of course, made friends by totally whomping the very popular Garth Hodder, and then they also made kind of a ruckus in the main office with the principal and vice principal, whose office they absolutely trashed. Principal Machamp Paulouve. I think it's French. I don't know. I'm sure I'll be doing a terrible French accent, and I apologize to France, the country.
Oh my God.
But we're going to be starting off now. Right at the end of the last session, our group of very wet adventurers has gotten the confiscated lockbox and has been unable to break it. Unfortunately, lunch is over, and you are having to go back to class.
Did the bell ring yet?
Oh, it's rang. People are heading in.
At that rate, Ben is just going to look up to Louis and be like, come on, buddy, bag in the backpack.
Oh, I'm also, I was told nobody could hear the music last time on stream. I've now just started it. Please let me know if it's too loud, not loud enough. I can hopefully fix that on the fly. Louis, as his sock form, now transformed into a sock form, actually kind of crawls his sad little sock puppety body into the bag.
That's fantastic. And when he does that, a little wet, little gross, little sweaty, cold sweaty. He's just, the head and the two arms are just hanging out over the shoulder. Always gross.
Always gross, yes. That's how we like it. Eleonora, it's lunchtime. I think it's actually technically recess, but recess is over, and you were hanging out on this, like, it's a black top that hasn't been like repaved in for whatever ever years. It's your first day. I don't know. You probably didn't spend a lot of time trying to make friends. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. But you do see the two kids from earlier in the day just slink out of the bushes, completely sopping wet. One of them, as he does, you see a small sock puppet kind of crawl up onto his shoulder and into his backpack.
Okay.
The bell is ringing, so you can decide to go back
Yeah.
to class or address the situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over. And I'm gonna say, why are you all wet?
It's a good question. Good question, right, Ben?
Yeah, that's a great. What is that? Is that the bell? I think we need to go. That's the bell.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go back.
Wouldn't want to be late on the first day.
Did you get hit on the head?
Oh, yeah, you
Kind
also do have a
of.
bump.
yeah. He got hit. He got bonked a little hard.
Oh, you both got bonked.
We both did. Those fifth graders hit kind of hard.
Fifth graders.
Yeah. We had to. We had a secret mission. You can't tell anybody.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then Ben's actually going to pull his backpack off and then open it up and then show the steel box in his backpack.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that?
It right across the top of it in big bold letters, it says confiscated.
And guess who confiscated it? Us.
Yeah.
Did you get it open?
Nah. Yeah. No.
That's when you hear behind you, Eleonora, and kind of sneaking up out of nowhere, stomping across the blacktop is Stacy with Becky in tow.
Stacy
You?
coming.
Also,
Okay,
for the viewers, I didn't have a ton of time to workshop my voices for everybody, so you'll notice Stacy's a little bit different. I also had some feedback on everybody just sounding like a Valley girl. So, Eleonora, you just get pushed to the side as Stacy walks up and says, "So, did you get what I'm looking for?"
Excuse you.
I didn't fart.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, hand it over.
Wait, she didn't say please.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't say please.
Oh God. Okay. Ben puts his backpack down and just opens it wide, pulls out the steel confiscated marked box, and then offers it to her.
Well, Eleanor kind of gets in the way. I'm sorry. Why are you being so mean to them?
Oh, another new girl doesn't know her place, huh? Look, lady, before you come at me like that, you should know that I can do very, very terrible things.
So could I.
As she says that, so you say that, and you hear laughing, and then you hear just a laughing over the entire blacktop as the sky goes dark again with a hazy, like rot smelling smoke. And you see her, she kind of like cranks her neck, and you hear as a tooth falls out of her face, hovers, and starts to grow as cavities start to pour out of it. This thing is growing to the size of the blacktop above the school now, with long, stretched out, what look like maybe tentacles, but just pinky flesh, like tendons, or the nerves that your teeth are connected to, all spring out like a jellyfish. The smoke now is starting to get hazy and sickening, and you all need to roll me a DC Constitution saving throw, please.
What am I doing?
14 for Ben.
13.
Um, 16.
Tyron gets it. As 15 is the DC here.
Oh,
I don't know our
Tyron-
modifiers if we have any as kids.
Oh, let me double check. Constitution for Ben is only a +1, which would bring. Okay, so that actually saves you. Unfortunately, Eleonora, we have 0 modifiers there. So that's as the other kids go and catch themselves, you unfortunately do and puke up whatever you just had for lunch, probably some Lunchables, as it spills down your shirt. That's when you guys came down the river with Stunts. Blaine Stunts.
Blaine Stunts.
He kind of leans over and goes, "Hey, I don't know if we'd actually want to pick this fight, guys. I saw Cavitas eat somebody's Ifby just a couple days ago. It was gross." As he says that, he whips out a pair of wheelies and wheels away.
Yeah.
While Eleanor's throwing up, Ben is just stomping on this box, trying to bust it open.
You hear Eleonora and Cavitas both sort at the same time.
Do we have a problem?
I'll say you puke on her shoes. She kind of looks down, gets grossed out, and shakes it off. And she goes, "Ugh, come on, Cavitas, it's not that time. I think they get the idea. Why don't you hand over that box?"
Ben looks at her, then looks down at the box, both hands.
You see Stacy pulls off her backpack, which is just tons of like patches of just bands. The most that you see is the Chads, which is like so hot right now, guys. She reaches into the bag and pulls out it's like a controller, but for a glove. It's a hold on, let me make sure I get the name right because I'm so excited. This is called this is a Game Girl power glove.
What?
Yeah. And as she puts it on, you actually see it crackles. It's connected to nothing, but you know these things don't have batteries. But for some reason, this one, bells and whistles are going off. All the LEDs, all the lights going off. The sounds as she puts it on, it's like, ka-chunk. Then it's like, Game Girl Power Glove. The power's in your hands. And the thing starts crackling and lightning kind of emits and sparkles when she puts it on. And she just grabs the box and with one hand crunches it open. The thing snaps like it was a piece of crackers. And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's my candy." And she grabs the satchel of candy, pulls it out, shoves it into her bag, slips off the power glove. And she looks at you kind of all like in awe. And she's like, "Oh, what? You've never seen like an enchanted toy before?"
Toys can be enchanted? I mean, he looks at Louis on his shoulder, says, "I understand our friends, but items? Or
Okay,
toys?"
so the only reason I'm telling you, nerds, is because I get a discount if I refer new customers. But if you go see Sebastian over at Buymore, he's got an ability to make all different types of toys and all different types of magical items. You just have to
Very
tell him that
cool.
I sent you.
Stacy sent us, got it.
Sebastian.
Yeah, as in Sebastian Stonefaller. His
Oh.
parents like run the town.
Sorry, I'm new to town, so I don't know who the Stoner Fallers are. Are they important?
Yeah, like a little bit. By Mort, the entire store is owned by Morty Stonefaller. And his dad basically like owns tons of property all over the place. I think actually, if you trace him all the way back to when Nickel City was a mining company. Why am I telling you all this? Go to history class. I'm out of here.
Come on, guys. We need to get to class. The bell just rang.
Are you okay? And he looks over at Eleonora, who's like,
Yeah, I'm fine. And then she goes into her purse and she pulls out a piece of gum and she just starts munching on it.
Thanks for taking up for us back there.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, Eleonora, you do see as you go in your backpack, Jack, who is either in your backpack or in your hand, is, as Stacy and Becky are walking away, currently flipping Stacy off.
Shadow is right underneath Tyrone and wants to reach like up his pant leg and then wiggle one of the straws in his pocket. Right, he still has his straws that when he shot the and you hear a voice in your head since she's in your shadow hears, do we do it now? Again.
Maybe we'll wait, Shadow. He says back in his mind.
Wait again. Okay.
So the bell is basically on its last bell. You're gonna have to get to class. You are all also soaking wet still.
Hey.
Well, Eleanor is currently cleaning off a little bit of puke that had befallen her attire. As you guys make it back to class, though, Mrs. Copper, as you're walking, goes, "Oh dear, what happened to you two?"
They
Big
fell in
puddle.
the lake. Yeah.
Big lake-sized puddle.
Creek.
Mhm.
Oh, y'all know you're not supposed to go anywhere near that creek.
We know it was an accident.
Well, maybe later, next week, we can all take a little trip down there as a class and take a look at it safely. But for now, why don't you stay away from that creek? I'd hate for you to wash down into the rivers.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Copper.
All right, take your seat. And she kind of, as you walk by, she pulls a tissue out of a tissue box from her teacher's desk and passes you one each to clean up. And she also looks down, Eleanor, and sees there's a little stain on your shirt and goes, "Why don't you take one too?"
Thank you, Miss Copper.
Once Ben is seated, he's legitimately trying to use it as if it was a full-size towel, and it's just trying to dry himself off. It's not doing anything. It's already completely soaked after the third time it touched his hair.
Yeah, you're just getting, it's just ripping apart. Now you're getting little spit wad
Now,
size.
yep. Now I got
Tissue
like
all over you.
wet tissue in my hair. And,
Yeah, but from behind you, you just hear "L" as Becky looks at you.
Ben throws a glare at his shoulder, and it just turns back around.
So the day goes on. You do at one point later in the day get a appearance by Vice Principal Machant Polov, who is frantic as he comes in. He's like, "I know one of those UDDs. I will find you and I will lock you up in detention for at least a week." And he's like going around. He's like, "Why are you damp?" And he points at you, Taran. Huh? You tell me now.
I sweat a lot.
This is gross. Why are you sitting next to another sweaty boy?
There's sometimes overcatch.
He's making me sweat.
This is getting grosser the more I ask questions. I think I will not ask any more questions.
Miss
After-
Copper, can I have another tissue?
He goes, "Earlier today, we had somebody destroy my office and take the confiscated bonds. Because of this, I am traveling to every class and asking them, who did it? If you come forth now, I will not punish you too much." And the
Ben's
Academy
also
Award
laughing like
goes
this
to-
to himself.
The entire class stays quiet as Machant, red-faced, is just yelling at the class. "I know it was one of you, and I know you have a monster, and I will find it, and will find you. I will prove it." He gets really close to your face, Eleanor, and says, "What do you smell like puke?"
Because I puked.
I don't know why I asked question. Excuse me, darling, but I'm gonna get back to my class now, if you don't mind, Vice Principal Marchand Palove. Of course. Get back to teaching these little kids how to do their multiplication. And he walks out.
Ben lets out a huge sigh of relief.
Most of the rest oof, took a lot out of me. Most of the rest of the day is fairly uneventful. You guys do a couple more like basically associated name games to learn everybody else's names in the class, which I will not be going over with you right now, as I don't want to say 30 kids' names.
Mm-hmm.
Some ones that stick out though, of course, was Garth Hodder. He was like the popular kid. He's super into sports. He says basically that he rides motorcycles on the weekend. You of course you meet. Let me make sure I'm getting all the names right.
What do we got?
Becky. Yeah, Becky Barker.
Barker.
She's like tall. She's got like long curly hair, like really really curly, and it's actually fairly bushy too. You meet Chud Chudson, the 8th, because he's the 8th Chud. He makes sure to explain to everybody about how he's the 8th Chud. He's a big dorky dude. Garth's best friend, would do anything to get a laugh or a groan. Like the second he went up there, he just immediately pulls a booger out of his nose and munches on it. And he's, I call them Chud snacks.
Oh.
And then the other one, just because I think she was the one that Stacy had chosen during Heads Up 7 Up, was Caroline Cho. She's like a super nerdy bookworm type girl that has like a fantasy novel that she always holds on her about like this big robot from outer space that comes down and befriends a kid, and then you find out the big robot's actually sent to destroy Earth, but the kid, and through love and friendship, yada yada. I don't know an IP like this. It's probably all off the top of my head. It just shows how creative I am. Okay, so the rest will come in time, I'm sure, but it's a lot to take in your first day, and you're probably still absolutely traumatized by Cavitus and Stacy, and also probably reeling from possibly getting expelled on your first day by destroying Vice Principal Palove's office. All right. The day goes on, final bell rings, and you're out. Everybody kind of shuffles out of class, and you see Stacy as she walks by go, I'm not joking. When you go see Sebastian, you tell him I sent you. Every kid I send, he gives me a free toy. So don't forget it.
Okay, Stacy. If we go see him, we'll let him know you sent us.
Dang right.
Eleanor waits for her to walk away a little bit. Then she leans over to the boys. We're not going to say she sent us, right?
No.
Definitely.
No. Actually, what if one of us sent us? We'll worry about that later. What do you guys want to do? I don't have to be home for another couple hours.
You want to go check out that shop?
I mean, yeah. I mean, skipping stones down at the lake sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's why Lake Wagashoshome.
Yeah, Wagashoshome.
Wagashoshome. I don't want to say that anymore.
It's so fun to say. Yep. So the lake is like pretty far from school. I have a map, but it's not finished because I'm actually getting an artist to do pixel render of it, like you would see in like an old 90s game, arcade game,
Yes.
Mario. But if you were to picture a map of Nickel City, the creek that runs off a river from Lake Wagashoshome and where the elementary school is situated is like basically all the way down in the lower right-hand corner. Lake Wagashoshome is probably like 30-minute drive even in the top left of the entire map. The whole downtown and town itself is in between that section. And then you also have a few different kind of suburban boroughs, I guess you would say, like different ones that usually are named after something weird. Like there's a Robin Hood themed suburban area where all the streets are named from something from Robin Hood. And the whole area is called Sherwood Forest. But yeah, which one of you might even live in, we don't know. But at this point, it's after school. I think you all have maybe an hour or two. I think most of your parents are fairly lax when it comes to what you want to do. It's the early 90s. Like kids can just run free and everybody's super safe all the time and nothing ever bad happens. And we're like pre-internet, so we haven't had that to cause anxiety disorders in all of us. So you guys are up to no good. Do whatever you want. There's of course always Sebastian at the Bymort. You can go hang out down by the creek again if you want. You can try to make your way to the lake, but it's definitely up some windier roads. Hang out in town. It's up to you.
Here's a more important question. How far is the mall?
The mall is center of town. It's
as it should be.
Maybe a 30-minute walk. It's if you're looking at the map, you're in the lower right-hand corner. It goes a couple of suburban area streets and houses and stuff. Then you're going to come across the lower right-hand corner of the city itself, where Bymort is. And then past that is basically downtown. And past that on the other side of downtown, which is a very touristy area. Think of like the gold rush kind of towns. But past that is actually the mall.
Well, it sounds like the Bymore is a lot closer. You guys want to head there?
Oh,
Sure.
I mean, what time do you guys need to be home?
My mom always says, as long as I'm home before the lights turn on the streets, I'm good.
Eleanor?
I'm good. Let's just go.
Ben looks at his calculator watch and says, "We got time."
Awesome. Yeah. So as you guys kind of walk away from the first day of school, kids are going in all different directions, jumping on buses, getting picked up from parents or older siblings. The high school is sort of, I guess it's like directly north of you a bit of ways. And it's like a huge sprawling California high school. Like there's tons and tons of most counties around this actually have to come here to this high school. And then past that, once you walk north a ways, you'll be at the Bymort. Bymort, you can buy less while paying more.
Can't wait for that sound clip to come in.
Yeah, I'll work on that sound clip next. This is a Costco style super store, but the thing is it's owned privately. So you have this crazy guy, Morty Stonefaller, who has tons of money and all these crazy wacky ideas how to bring in more customers. At one point there was an indoor fishing area which has been paved over and now it's something else. They sell everything from croutons to guns. It's all a lot. You don't just go in and buy one thing. You buy thousands of that one thing packaged up and then shipped out on a crate. As you're walking through what feels like almost desert-like endless parking lot, you're seeing small bag boys help out old ladies, but with a literal pallet of stuff that they just shove onto the roof of an old sedan and scrape it up as they push on, and then bungee tie it to the top. And you watch this old lady just give $1 to the bagging kid who is just sweating and crawling back hands and knees to his position inside. There's just trucks that are just loading up what looks like maybe 200 years of toilet paper that go maybe two like 2 stories high in the air, all tied down together. You've got people eating huge, like 4-foot long hot dogs that the Bymort's kind of known for. Always having they call it the dollar dog, and it's just a regular hot dog bun, but a 4-foot hot dog. So it just kind of hangs out the other side and almost looks like people are carrying around weird, bow and arrow, or the bow of such a thing. And just a lot of people kind of do. I'm not going to do it on stream, but you can get the idea of how they're eating it. You walk in. There are also 2-story sliding glass doors that just feel daunting as you walk up. The ding, you hear that ding dong, and then welcome to Bymort. That's of course Morty Stonefaller's voice.
Fantastic. I guess we start here and look for the toy section.
Or do we find Sebastian?
Well, we gotta find him first.
I mean, are we here for the toys or for the magic toys?
Shh. There's too many adults around here. They don't need to know.
Talking that loud.
Okay. I guess look out and start looking for signs hanging from the rafters.
It's everything. Sure enough, there is a toy section that's about like the size of a Toys R Us plucked in this gigantic warehouse that seems like its own city. That's of course right next to probably like guns, as it would be, and then right next to hazardous chemicals and cleaners, which also spans small CVS size of aisles full of bleach and borax and all the stuff that you would ever want. There's no, as you head towards the toy section, it takes you about 10 minutes to get there. There's a lot of people also it's one of those places, it encourages people to sit on those little scooters and drive around. So they just have tons and tons of these scooters, and you're constantly dodging scooters left and right. If I can get a deck save from everybody. Currently, Tyron's the only person with
20!
13.
Oh is that
18.
a nat 20?
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Wow. Okay, so the 20 to 18, you guys are dodging back and forth, and of course, unfortunately, Tyron, while watching the nat 20 of Eleanor, who somehow flips over like a 90-year-old woman driving way too fast with glasses that look like these on. Tyron's just in awe as he watches it, and as he does, he feels the business end of a electric scooter smash into his skull, again sending him flying and taking.
Ah!
Oh my god! Oh, let's make sure he didn't die.
Oh no!
All right. Well, it does send you into a critical. Because you only have 8 hit points left, and I just rolled an 8 on a D8.
Ben immediately runs over to Tyrone.
Yeah, you're basically in death saves. Now in this game, death isn't exactly death. Death is we have to take you to the hospital right now. There's a situation. So can I get a couple death saves?
Okay.
Good session 1.
Okay.
We can get some help actions too if anybody can tell me why.
Yeah,
would be able
for
to.
the first one.
I immediately ran over to help him up. Or at least, like, give him a little... Tyrone?
Eleanor's the only person with an actual medicine modifier. So I think Ben is literally just slapping an unconscious child right now.
I'm probably, like, trying to massage his leg that has a bone sticking out of it, and I'm just... Push it back in. Push it back in.
Eleanor goes over to try to help as well.
Okay, 1 success with a 15. 19, not a 20, but a 19.
There we go. And then this last one you're gonna have advantage on. I know advantage doesn't really come with death saves, but it's my game, damn it.
Yeah.
Nat 20!
Oh!
Yes!
Yes!
As Eleanor comes over to help out, Tyron just eyes shoot open, and he does one of those like where he's on his back, shoots to his feet, kind of thing.
Is he a vampire?
Whoa!
And yeah, you're startled as all get up, and one of the employees there comes over, is like, huh, "Whoa, you okay, kid?"
That really hurt. That hurt a lot.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, where's your parents? You can't be in here unless you're accompanied by your parents.
I don't remember seeing a sign that said that.
Eleanor.
Was there a sign?
I ain't seen no sign. I don't hear about no sign either.
She's on the other aisle buying produce.
Oh man, well, you should stay by her. Hey, what are you kids even looking for, running around here doing flips over people?
Eleanor is looking for his name tag.
It's Stevie.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well,
We're here for toys.
yeah, toys.
Where's the good stuff?
Yo, the toys are right over there. See, there's a big sign right there that says toys. I know how much you like to read signs. He doesn't laugh, but Corey does.
Oh my god.
So why don't you kids come with me? I'll make sure that nobody else gets in your way here.
Oh yeah.
I remember being a kid and how easily distracted I could be.
Cool, thanks.
Stevie
Don't
walks.
you technically count as a stranger? Actually, I don't
Not
care.
at the Buy Mort. There's no strangers at the Buy Mort. No, but really, there's a ton of strangers, so please don't go home with anybody. Just stay away from most people. Anybody with a name tag hopefully does work here.
Oh,
Yeah.
He
Okay.
guides you over to the
Tiresome.
toys, and now you're in just aisles of toys. There's like
oh my god.
like I don't know if you like in every big box store, there's always like the 2-story high bike rack.
Mhm.
This one's about
Gosh.
4 stories high. There's like you always have like an aisle of like Ninja Turtles and action figures. No, there's a whole section with them. And
Oh my goodness.
the only thing is, Morty Stonefaller is a pretty economically practical guy, so he doesn't buy all the big name stuff. He buys the off products. So instead of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you have like I don't know, warrior fighting kittens from the sewers, and instead of GI Joes, you have like BI dogs or something, and it's literally just dogs that have bowel movement. So that's what you're looking at. It's a lot of the off-brand stuff, the stuff that I don't know if you remember going to like a flea market as a kid, but it's a lot of the stuff that shows up in there.
Yeah.
Is Stevie still with us?
He gets you to the toys and he goes, luckily the adults don't really come around this area, so they shouldn't have to run you over anymore. Just stay out of the main aisles and stay away from the guns. Like really stay away from the guns. Kids can't be over there. We get in trouble every time one of you wanders over there.
Well, we'll do our best.
Is there anything else I can help you guys with?
Yeah. Sebastian working? I hear he's so nice to us kids.
What, Sebastian Stonefaller?
Yes.
He doesn't work, silly. No, he's in the back.
Well, I'd like to talk to him.
Wow. I wish I could take you to the back, but that would be crazy.
Or you could bring him out here.
He doesn't come out here. He doesn't like the lights much. It would be crazy. And this, you know what he is? He's Rob Schneider from Home Alone 2, basically. Pulls out his hand and kind of does like a gimme kind of thing.
Give me a tip.
Ben reaches into his pocket and pulls out a soggy. He's mostly dry. His pockets are still soaking wet.
Why are you
But he
wet
does-
all the time?
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I
It's been
sweat a lot.
hours.
He pulls out this soggy dollar, and it's crumpled, and he just kind of puts it in his hand, and it's like, not realizing he only gave him $1. Oh, he realizes it, but
Yeah,
totally good deal.
Steve goes, gross, and shoves it in his pocket, and he starts to walk away, and he goes, this way. I'll show you to where the bathroom is.
Ben does one of those, look at Tyron, look at Eleonora, and is like, come on. And then we follow.
He starts walking, and he immediately turns around, and he goes, okay, look, you cannot tell anybody that a grown man told you he's going to show you where the bathroom is. And also, don't accept this from anyone. I'm telling you, kids, be safe out there. All right, this way. He takes you into the back. If you thought the front was crazy, this is way crazier back here. It's darkly lit. There's tons of forklifts driving around with, you can tell, people that do not have forklift certifications. There's just whole racks on racks falling down, and then like 30 people run over and are able to pick it up. There's just a cacophony of sounds back here, from the beeps of backing up forklifts to the sounds of crashing to the sounds of the overhead speaker. Don't worry, we have not had an accident in 0 days. As he takes you back, you can tell that Steve's worked there for a while because he knows the lay of the land, what to watch out for. He's kind of like this magical character in the idea that he can catch something as it's falling and set it on another shelf or on the cart that it was being carried on. He takes you back to this area. It looks a little bit like the offices did in the last area, where there's like windows into an office area, except for all these Venetian blinds, all these metal blinds are kind of like sagging or bent or torn apart, and there's a door that says the Bymort Daycare. As he opens it up, there is an incredibly dimly lit room. As he walks in, he goes, hey kids, I think Sebastian should be here somewhere, or if he's not, he'll be back in a second. So I'm gonna head out. It was totally cool hanging with you all. Please don't tell anybody I hung out with you kids. Bye. He pieces out, and you hear the door behind you, and the Venetian blinds kind of shake the entire wall, and this like rattling of metal and aluminum hits your ears. You're currently standing in a smaller room. The walls are painted, but now currently dilapidated and peeling. The pictures on the walls, of course, are like from old nursery rhymes, but something really kind of terrible and dreadful hits you as you see the peeling face of Humpty Dumpty, or like the currently flaky feathers of Mother Goose. The lights are fluorescent, and only about maybe half of the bulbs are still working and flickering every once in a while. There's dust in the air that kind of accumulates in your nose and nostrils, and some of you might even sneeze if you're allergic. There's tons of just old toys from the 80s that are strewn about the room in different areas. And that's when all the lights flicker, and then standing in front of you is Sebastian Stonefaller.
Oh, God.
He's smaller than average for a third grader, with an incredibly gaunt face and eyes that sink into his skull, leaving dark rings around them, around the sockets. His hair is a perfect shiny part down the middle. He's wearing a tailored three-piece suit and a black three-piece suit with a tie that has duckies on it. He's holding a child-sized brown trench coat that he's draped over his right shoulder. Greetings, new kids. I'm Sebastian Stonefaller, heir to the Stonefaller Empire. Who, must I ask, referred you to me?
Nobody. We just heard your name on the playground. Heard you got the goods.
Goods. I see. A whisper in my ear mentions you may have some special friends with you. Are these friends, by any chance, capable?
Ben does this in one swift motion. As Louis always hangs out of his bag, throws a shoulder back, and you just see, if you were looking, the Muppet. Can I say Muppet on stream? The Muppet.
Oh no! Dun dun dun! Here, I can hear Disney coming for us.
He flops up, and then he just sinks down into the bag as if I just shook him off, and he goes, "Whoop, whoop." What do you mean capable? I mean, we've seen plenty of things at school.
Oh, well, you see. Sebastian then whips the coat around. As he does, the coat starts to grow and flutter behind him and literally expands to the point of the entire room behind him, retaining the form of the actual trench coat. But inside now of the coat itself is a vision of galaxies painted on the blackest shadow some of you have ever seen, with two ensnaring eyes like suns peering back at you. I too have a friend, and my friend happens to be the Paradox Broker. A being of infinite capabilities, one of which being the ability to send the harnessed souls of imaginary friends back to once they came. See, these beings' connection with us makes them too powerful to send away while they're linked. But once a child grows up too much, that link is severed. We forget all about them. And the imaginary friend from beyond, well, they get mad, usually causing mayhem and devastation, and that's bad for business. Can't have any fun when the world's overrun by a writhing mass of otherworldly terrors, and I like to have fun. Sebastian lets out a big, creepy smile that crawls across his face. You see, I've got a job for anybody with capable friends.
Okay.
Are you capable?
What's the job?
1 second, please. Then Ben turns around and he shuffles everybody in for a huddle.
What?
Once everybody comes over, he says, "Are we sure we want to be doing business with this guy? He looks like trouble. But then again, if he takes care of, our friends or other people's friends when they get stronger or grow up, maybe he's not such a bad guy after all."
I don't know, Ben. My mom always said anyone that hangs out in places like this, it like reeks of asbestos.
Well, why don't we see what he has to say? But just keep an open mind, because he sounds like he might be doing the world a favor.
If you heard about me, something tells me you know what I can offer.
Ben looks over his shoulder and looks back at the group and says, "Let's hear what he has to say."
What's
You
your
see,
pitch?
the Paradox Broker here is able to modify certain toys. How the modifications happen, we don't know. And what they come out as, we also don't know. But they're usually, well, pretty cool. I can get you one of these toys, each one of you. All you have to do is bring me what's ever haunting the Jefferson Theater and Jefferson Mines. You see, something's been going on around here, and people have been saying they hear things whenever they go walking around the area. I need you to catch this thing before it does real damage.
A ghost? You just need us to catch a ghost?
I hope it's a ghost. Ghost sounds easy to catch. I just know it's an IFB.
How far are the Jefferson Mines, map-wise?
Yeah, Jefferson Mines are sort of on the way to the lake. The Jefferson Mines basically is a large area of land ran by the Nickel City Historical Society. It's a property about like 25 acres of like walking trails and preserved buildings from the old like mining era. There's also entrances to mines that actually span under the entire town itself, but they're all blocked off. They're during the day you can usually like pay a donation and then walk around and like take a tour or read a bunch of plaques about all the buildings. In this case, Sebastian goes on to tell you that he needs you to go at night because nothing's been happening during the day.
And what day of the week is it? Is it Monday?
It's a Friday.
I mean, first day of school is not necessarily Monday.
Yeah, I think it's Friday.
Okay. All right.
Friday. All right.
Yeah.
They start you on Friday.
Yeah. Sound like Nickel City does.
All
Nickel
right.
City's crazy. You can't. Hey, down in Nickel City, we start our school days on Friday. Really easy into it.
All right, Sebastian. I think we're in.
Thank you, Fatal. I love this shirt too. Okay. Going back into it, he goes, good. Because the last kid I sent out there, well, he took a sick day. Look, the reason I need you is to go tonight is because there's a group of teenagers that are heading out there, and I'm worried that we're not going to see them come back. You ever heard of the Enigma LLC?
No.
Enigma LLC. No.
What is it?
Well, they're the paranormal club up in the high school. They try to find ghosts and disprove paranormal activity everywhere. They got lucky a couple years ago. Apparently, one of the real estate brokers was pretending to be a ghost and running around an old house to get the sellers to sell cheap to him. These meddling kids, they can get lucky every once in a while.
Ben looks at Tyrone and Eleanor and says, I bet I could tell my mom I'm sleeping over your house tonight.
But what about Eleonora? I mean,
I'll be fine. My parents don't care.
Oh, that was the first sad thing said on the show.
that's way more to unpack.
Oh,
But I feel like as kids, we don't care. So, yeah.
yeah, so 90s.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell my mom that I'll be at your house, Ben, and then you can tell your mom that you'll be at my house.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, Sebastian, we'll take you up on that. We'll go check out those mines.
All right. Here. These are the lost boxes. We call these imaginary friends that have lost their, well, counterpart, the lost. These lost boxes, a little something my friend Caroline worked on over the summer with her friend. They should be able to house a lost for a short period of time. The more thrashed the lost is, the better the chance it stays in the box. He hands you 3 of these small they look like jewelry boxes or ring boxes, the ones that like snap really hard down the front. Well, they have a small button on the front and the springs have been reversed, so they actually snap open really fast and then snap closed. There's a place on the bottom that looks like it's been hollowed out. A couple wires with 2 AAA batteries have been placed there with some duct tape pushed over it. Yeah, you just press that button there and voila, they're in the box. I hope it stays that way. So happens also the top of the box is red and the bottom of the box is white, not to be confused with any other IPs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a box.
It's called the Lost Box, all right?
Lost box. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Ben takes one, puts it in his backpack.
Eleanor takes one, sticks it in her little purse.
Tyron's gonna take one and kind of like shove it in his bag.
Sorry, Sebastian. We're gonna catch them all.
Yeah. And while you're here, who are your IFBs? You know what an IFB is, right?
Ifby?
Imaginary friend from beyond, IFB.
Oh. Hmm. Oh.
Is yours just a puppet? A wet
Just
puppet?
a puppet? And then he reaches in his bag and then puts him on the ground and then backs up a couple steps. Okay, Louis, come on out.
Yeah, as a little sad, wet, damp puppet kind of crawls out and looks around. You see him just distort, and his belly kind of falls out first, and you see from below the whole in the sock, two little legs scraggle out and grow humongous feet. You see the arms start to push out and then fill up like a balloon on each side. His head and his snout starts to. You see the felt of his face peel back as his snout starts to protrude out. The felt on his head actually starts to rip apart as horns form, just kind of in chunks, almost like a stop motion movie as he grows to full form.
This is Louis.
Louis walks over and grabs a toy and puts it in his butt.
He does that from time to time.
You're
not getting it back.
Alicia, did you do the sound of the toy going in? Does Louis say anything?
No.
Excellent. Oh, maybe you're capable after all. What about you two?
Tyrone hears in his head, how about it?
Yeah, I guess it's safe to let her out here. And he runs over to the light switch and like flicks it off, and the lights go dark in the room.
One of the fluorescent bulbs literally pops and shatters onto the ground.
Oh gosh. Sorry about that. Miss Norridge, you can come out now.
Shall I? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Miss Norridge, Shadow. The lights are out. It's dark in there, obviously. The jacket, Ifby, is still completely spread out behind Sebastian.
Yes.
I'm assuming. So
Paradox broker.
The paradox broker. Even if that paradox broker, you see a galaxy inside of it, it might be casting some sort of light coming off Sebastian onto the ground, but you still don't even see that. It blacks out completely as the shadow seems to go from every direction, but it's like a void black in the center of the room, and then up comes this monstrosity of green eyes and pitch blackness, almost like if you've seen on the internet Vanta Black. That's the color in your face.
You hear a deep voice emanate from the two eyes that stare like suns back at you from the middle of the shadow broker, and you hear, "Ooh la la."
You don't originally see a mouth anywheres, but down underneath the eyes, probably lower than it should be, you just see a big smile start, but then the smile just creeps up higher and higher up the side of the eyes, and then it slides up against the room. The shadows form just up against the wall.
With just as it dissipates, the thousands of eyes that also appear over the room just all kind of plunk into each other like a amoeba sucking up a big, larger and larger thing and getting larger until the eye itself shuts as the shadow goes back to its original form as Tyron's actual shadow.
That's my shadow.
Oh, I think you've stirred Paradox Broker's sleeves. I don't know. It seems that was like you said ooh la la. Yeah. Okay, keep it in your coat.
Maybe that'll get us a discount.
What about you?
What about me?
Oh, maybe you're the monster all along.
Two's not enough?
I was just interested. These are crazy monsters that no one's ever seen before. I like to see some monsters, that's all.
Jack, what do you want to do?
You hear kind of a almost stifled grin, kind of audibly laugh from the
Ragdoll clown.
ragdoll clown that Eleonora is holding. They don't want to play.
So he stays a doll?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't find you intriguing enough.
That's fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings, whatever. We're not kids and sticks and stones and all that bullshit. So why don't you go ahead and take a hike? Come back to me when those boxes are full.
Louis still standing there in the middle of the room, just
Okay, Louie, we're gonna leave now.
Just
Louis
walks up.
starts to shrink down.
No!
Thought he was gonna walk through the wall.
You need to go back in my bag, and then we leave.
I'm gonna try to get as much Louis as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Once Louis shrinks back down, Ben picks him up, just looks at him and goes, "What am I gonna do with you?" And puts him in his backpack, hanging out, looking over his shoulder, but not looking at anything, just literally slumped over. Boom.
As you turn back, Sebastian and the broker are gone.
Well, I'll be
Very
damned. Is Stevie out there? I don't want to walk across this floor without him. Did you see how fast those forklifts are going?
Does somebody want to? Do you guys want to give me a perception check, please?
Sure.
I know passive perception. This is how I run my games.
17.
Ugh. You got a 9. 9?
12.
6.
I am a child.
So as all three turn back and realize that Sebastian's gone, kind of out of nowhere again, you start to walk out the door and look for Steve. Ben, you actually see Sebastian behind a large wooden rocking horse, and he's just looking at you going,
He winks. He did a big obnoxious wink, but he makes sure that his companions don't see it.
he just
As we try to get out of the back, bent up against the wall, trying not to get hit by any of these crazy machines, and he carefully working his way out of this place because he doesn't trust any of the people in the back.
Yeah, I'll say watching Steve, kind of the way he works, is enough to get you out of there safely. All three of you. And is there anything you want to do in the store as you enter back in the store from the warehouse?
I like to get me one of them hot dogs. I'm starving, and we're going on a hunt tonight.
Yeah, I think I do need to take a rest or something, like a nap. Today's been a long day.
Steve, who is now standing behind you and kind of scares you as he goes, "Oh yeah, napping's on aisle 5.
They have an aisle for napping?
Of course, it's Buy Mort."
How long have you been standing there?
What?
We're
Behind us?
He pushes back into the double doors into the warehouse again.
Let's go check out aisle 5, and then maybe one of them dogs on the way out.
So oddly enough, the delicatessen is right next to the nap zone. Nap zone is basically just an area where you can test out and buy beds, like any type of mattress store. Except for $5, you can also sleep there.
Mm.
Good. marketing.
Okay.
So as you head, you see some people like testing matches and be like, yeah, Cynthia, I think this one is kind of soft, but I'm looking for something a little firm. And then right next to that is just a person eating a whole ass hot dog on top of like in a bed, tucked in.
Oh my god, that's gonna be me. And Ben shuffles on over to the delicatessen and just immediately jumps in line, all excited, probably doing a little dance in line, getting hot dog.
Yeah, you get up to the front and there's just like a teenager. She probably got here 30 minutes ago after class gave up, and she's just like, "What do you want?
One of your mega deals, please."
$1 dog?
Yeah.
What about your friends?
Ben looks over.
What else you got?
We got dollar dogs, we got dollar burgers, we got dollar sodas, and dollar slice if you want that. No, but don't get the dollar slice. Tastes like cardboard.
I'm gonna take the slice.
We're seeing who Eleanor is right away.
Don't tell me what to do.
$1 dog, $1 slice. What about you, kid?
Dollar burger, please.
$1 slice, $1 dog, $1 burger. Any drinks with that?
Dollar drink.
$1 drink, $2 drink, $2 burger, $1 slice, $1 hamburger, hot dog. Is that it?
I want a cup of water, please.
And one water.
Ben dives into his pocket, starts feeling around.
It's $5.
Pulls out a clammy $5 bill. You're lucky I love you guys.
For an extra dollar, would you like an hour nap? It's called the nap and eat special.
Sounds amazing.
Eleanor goes into her bag and she pulls out $3. That's on me, guys.
Do y'all get paid allowance early? My mom never pays me on a Friday.
We'll say everybody has $10 to their name.
So Kyle's down.
$1 dog, $1 burger, $1 slice, $2 drinks, one water, and a 3-bed special. She hands you your dog and your burger. They're all in that like quintessential like picnic like little paper tray. The 3 sodas come out on that amazing, beautiful wax cup design with the blue and the purple that go around it.
Jazzy.
So no cup.
And then she also hands a pillow to each one of you.
Oh. Ben tucks a pillow under the arm, pulls the dog high because it's coming off of both ends, and then under the pillow arm he has his dollar drink.
All right.
But he really struggles with the dollar drink because that cup is like,
it's massive. It's like so big. It's all big gulps. Everything's a big gulp for some reason.
Oh
it's just a 2-liter plastic cup. That's fine. And then he does a little dance as he stops. And he walks over to the mattress and he just kind of and plops backwards, and it's just laying there swinging his feet.
Awesome. So just make sure we all understand, there is a 3rd grader with a 4-foot hot dog in a 1-foot bun, a bucket of cola, we'll call it, a pillow where the pillowcase is like that paper they put over like hospital beds that you like sit in to get checked.
You hear every head movement.
Yeah, a comforter pulled up over him in the middle of a Costco. Just eating and drinking away. There's right next to the bed. There's also headphones, not like just a drown out noise, just a stop noise, and a sleeping mask. Look, some people need a nap in between shopping, and Morty Stone, a follower, understands that.
Do I hear projection from our DM?
I'm just saying, more stores could have napping areas on aisle 5, next to the food court.
Well, that's what Ben is doing.
So is it safe to assume all these beds are like full size?
No, they're all. Yeah, I'll say fulls. That sounds right.
Fulls. Okay. Eleanor grabs her slice and her water and her pillow, and she kind of like saunters over and then just like props herself at the edge of the bed that Ben is sitting there scarfing his food down on.
Tyron has both hands on the big gulp, the pillow balanced on top, and then the greasy like burger,
which has completely seeped through the paper tray, and now the pillow and pillowcase are soaking up what seems like a gallon of oil like a sponge.
That's why you flip it. It's fine. Yeah, he makes his way over to a bed as well and sits down and starts eating and drinking.
Excellent. You guys head over to the napping on aisle 5. Pick beds next to each other. Scarf down your food, which already makes you tired because it's like a lot of food. You throw on your masks and your headphones if you want, and fall asleep. Tyron, of course, falls asleep to the wafting smell of cheeseburger.
After Tyron pulls his mask down, Shadow's just like massaging his temples under the mask. Yes, rest.
All right. Look, your kids, y'all don't need 8 full hours of sleep. Everybody knows that. That's crazy. So 1 hour is going to do it. We're back up to full HP.
Yes.
Y'all wake up. Standing in front of the middle bed with I think his Ben is Steve, and he goes, "Hey, your hour's up."
All right. Oh, that was great. I love this place.
Also, I looked around. I didn't see anybody that said that you were their kids.
Well, that's fine. We're leaving. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Okay.
Eleanor grabs them
Bye,
by the
Stevie.
hand, just start running.
Ben's not tapping everybody like, come on, we going?
Let's go.
Hey, bye, kids, and watch out for full-grown adults to talk to you. Probably don't talk to them in the future. Bye.
Stevie's the best.
Stevie's the best.
Yeah, as you're walking out, just probably Tyron definitely still has his paper pillowcase stuck to his head that he probably hasn't noticed as he's running out. You make it to the parking lot, and the world's still your oyster. It's about 4 p.m. It's like nearish.
Perfect.
It's like,
Glad we had a half day of school today.
no, what? School gets out at 3. You headed over. It took an hour nap. It's like 4:15.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
4:20. It's 4:20. Smoke them if you got them. Third graders.
Where's my tie-dye shirt?
Should we scout out the place before it gets too dark?
I mean, that makes sense.
You guys need to tell your parents where you're gonna be too.
Oh, we gotta...
That's right. And he like rustles into his pocket and pulls out some quarters and then runs over to like the nearest phone booth.
Tall
And
payphones everywhere.
Starts paying him or throwing quarters into it.
Yeah, Ben.
What's your Ben, dial your parents' house number.
Okay. And then Ben runs up and just starts punching in all the numbers.
Oh, this is fun because we had no talk about this. Who are your parents?
Mom and Dad, obviously.
All right. I think so Ben is just mom, right?
Just mom?
Tyron is mom and dad?
Yes, but Dad always works on business trips.
Got it. Mom as well. Eleonora, mom and dad?
Yep.
But you're not calling them, right? Is it so
They're-
bad that you're gonna go a whole 24 hours without seeing them and they're not gonna do anything?
I will call them and make up a lie.
Okay.
I don't care.
So, Ben.
Boop, 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 boop. Hey, Mom. I'm sleeping over Tyrone's tonight. Yeah. School's great. Okay. I love you. Bye.
It's fine. I'm not gonna play a whole fucking character for you. Whatever.
Was that the answering machine? Did she not pick
Oh, yeah.
up?
I actually had to call collect, and I was like, sleeping over bed or sleeping over terrace tonight.
Oh, you tried to
Oh,
do the
you
whole
called collect,
message?
you did the-
Yeah, there you go.
Collect call from. Hey, it's Ben sleeping at a friend's house tonight. See you tomorrow.
There you go.
Get my quarters back.
Mhm.
Anybody that was born after 1998, if you don't understand what we're saying right now, hit us up in chat. Okay, so that's fine. That's how I used to do it with my mom. So,
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Tyron, are you gonna give a call or is it?
Ben, I have to actually talk to my mom. If I did that, she would literally strangle me. So, yeah.
Take your
Ben
time.
Hangs up, gets the quarters back, picks it up, puts the quarters back in, dials the number, waits at the tone.
Hello.
Mom?
Oh, Pookins, where are you? I haven't seen you in how long's it been? Maybe 6 hours.
Yeah, since I went to school this morning. Mom,
What do you want for dinner? I'm gonna make mac and cheese with hot dogs, you know.
Well,
The little hot dogs, the little baby hot dogs that you like. You say, "Oh, I love my little baby hot dogs," and I call you my little baby hot dog, my little sweetheart.
Mom, I got a few minutes here. I already ate actually. And I'm going over to.
What'd you eat? What'd you spoil your appetite with, you little Pookins? Let me hear what you ate.
I had one of those Mort burgers by Mort's.
Oh, you're down at the Buy Mort.
Mhm.
Hey, if you're
I'm
down
with
at the Buy Mort,
friends.
can you get some more of that ointment that you have to put on your bum?
No, Mom, I don't need. That's for my sister. That's not for me. Oh, Mom, no.
Oh, you with your friends, right? Oh, sweetheart, you just had to say it
Mhm.
with your friends.
Mom, I'm with my friends. I'm gonna be spending the night at Ben's house if that's okay. It's Friday, and he wants me to come over and see all of his like Legos and stuff.
Now, this Ben character, he's not a bad guy, is he?
No, and his mom already said it was okay.
All right, they good people.
Yeah, she even said she's gonna make meatloaf for dinner, but it's not as good as your meatloaf, Mom.
It better not be. I'm telling you that right now, my little Pukin Star, and I love you so much. But you ain't going over there without your ointment, so don't forget about that. If you don't want to come all the way home, you're gonna have to stop by. You don't even have clothes or anything? You want me to drop anything off? Why don't you give me the address? I need the address.
No, Mom.
Honey
it's
Pukin
fine,
sweetie,
it's
honey
fine.
Pukin sweetie.
I got a spare clothes in my bag.
Well, that's all very convenient.
Oh no.
All right, if you need anything, to give me a call. I'll be over there and it's lickety split.
Okay, will do. Love you, Mom. Okay,
Wait,
bye.
No,
bye.
hold on. What do you always say to your mama?
Do I have to say it?
Yeah, you gotta say it right now in front of all your friends. If they're
No,
hi
no.
friends.
No, it's good, Mom. They don't need to hear that.
You know what I'm thinking? Maybe you should come home. You got a lot of homework, maybe.
No, we don't actually have homework. It's the first
Well, I wouldn't
day.
know. I wouldn't know unless I saw it. So maybe.
All right. I love you the mostest,
I love you the
but
most.
not. But not
Finish
like.
it. Finish it for me.
But not like. I don't remember the rest.
That's enough. We'll go over it later. I don't want you
Okay,
to
yeah.
have your friends be so embarrassed. I don't want to actually have you over anymore. Okay, sweetie. Like, bye. I love
Okay,
you.
love you, bye.
Make kisses noises. Make kisses noises for mommy.
What?
Oh my god, I felt that one so wet. Bye bye.
Oh,
Gosh.
Do you see why, Ben? I can't just make a. Ugh.
I get it.
Oh no.
Venice.
Eleanor's gonna go over to make her call real quick while these two are chit chatting.
Oh, good.
Just
Another
remember,
voice.
if you
Okay.
actually come home
Yeah.
to spend the night at Mind's Ben, you get a heavy dosage of that.
I
Just
can't wait to sleep over.
equal opportunity.
I'm bringing my talk boy, recording everything.
Click. She just hung up her call. All right, let's go.
Bullshit, she did. You guys hear a ring back at the payphone.
You get that?
I don't think it's for me.
I don't answer public phones. Let's go.
And then Ben gets a smile. He looks at
Hello?
Eleanor.
Who's this?
This is Tyron.
Hey, Tyron, is there a little girl around you with kind of a sassy little smirk on her face?
Not a sassy little smirk, no.
Well, there's a little sassy smirk to Eleanor around you. You go ahead and tell her she does not hang up the phone on me like that. I feel that sass through the phone, and it hurts me to the core.
Your dad says hi?
Now get off the phone.
Okay, yes, sir.
Hang up.
Oh, bye.
Is that your...
Let's go.
Okay. Ben just throws his hands up and just starts walking.
All right. You walk away with the payphones at the buy mort, and you're headed off towards. You said you guys are going to Jefferson Mines to snoop it out.
Mm-hmm. Let me go see what this is all about.
Jefferson Mines. Mines?
Jefferson Mines. But it's the areas, again, 25 acres of like walking trails and like old buildings that have been upkept by the Historical Society, like plaques. You can do tours there. There's like donations. Usually at like through third grade, you will take a field trip there as a class and have like a special tour who will take you through and give you more of the history. So you guys are headed up there. It's a bit of a ways away. Do you guys have any transportation?
I was wondering about that. But we don't have bikes unless we're back at home. I mean, we walked here from school, so it's going to take us a while to get there.
I mean, we don't have the cool willies like Blaine stunts.
Yeah.
So just so everybody knows, and I'll get it later, but it's not here now. Every time Blaine's name is said, there is a guitar riff.
Well, I mean, we could hit my house, and my bike has pegs, and I guess we have my sister's bike. She's off at college, so she probably wouldn't care.
Let's go.
Sure.
The bike might be a little bit big for you, but you could give it a shot, I guess. Okay. We're going to Ben's house.
Who'd you direct that at?
Eleonora.
That the bike was big?
The bike is big. Because it's for a...
I believe he said the bike might be too big for you. The silence is so much. It's definitely...
Okay. You could probably ride it. I'm sorry. Jeez. The stair says a million things.
Let's go.
So I'm actually going to Ben's house? I didn't lie!
But you did tell your parents or your mom that we were going.
It's fine. She won't know. And Ben says that solemnly.
Oh. They are currently headed towards Ben's house to get some bikes and get out there to check out the mine and the land the mine's on before nightfall.
All right. So we go to my house. Once we finally get there, I'm going to do the little flip open on the garage and go boop, 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 boop. Got to hold the one hand out so the neighbors can't see it. Boop, 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 boop. Door goes up. I proudly display my sweet ride. So this is a BMX bike, right? It's a no-name brand. It's probably from Buy More. Do we have any BMX? So I guess it would be a GMX at this point.
It's a GMX? You know the B
Yes.
stands for bicycle. What's a G stand for?
It's my guysicle. That's what it is.
Your
I
guysicle.
ride the guysicle.
I don't think a third grader should be riding a bicycle. I'm just gonna say
Okay,
it.
all right.
Stevie would not approve.
It's a BMF.
I like that.
There we go. It's a BMF. Got some sweet pegs on the back, and that's where Tyrone is going to ride. And over there in that corner is my sister's bike. Eleanor, that's all yours.
Eleonora.
Eleonora, there's the bike for you.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm gonna go over, pull it out from underneath the hockey sticks. The barrel fell over on top of it with the baseball bats. That barrel, and once I push them off onto the floor, kick the
wiffle balls go everywhere.
Everywhere. I kick the basketball back into the garage. It's about to roll out, and then I just pull my bike over. Check the tires. Thumb on the front tire. Thumb on the back tire. We're good to go. Eleanor, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I mount that BMF and I do a little head nod because I'm so dang cool on my BMF.
Please tell me it's bicycle motherfucker. That's what the BMF stands for.
Get on the bicycle, motherfucker.
Okay.
He looks down to the pegs behind him.
I'll assume it looks like we've lost Dex for a moment, but I'll assume he pops on the back as well. And you're off. We're going to, cut to another bicycle montage. We'll be back in 15 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. No, this is a bicycle montage across basically the entire town. You're seeing the downtown, right past the downtown area is basically one main street that is like on the weekends completely overrun by tourists. It's every knickknack shop you can think of is there. There's like an incense shop, a soap shop, a leather carrier. I think they're called a tannery. Just with like all the leather stuff that, like, have you ever been into a leather shop and it makes you like want to pass out or puke because of all the smell? It's basically that before you even walk in the door. There's like a
waft of it as we go by.
Yeah, there's like a historical gun shop with like revolvers from the 1920s. City Hall's down there, and a couple grocery stores, some hoity-toity restaurants with chefs that moved in, and now they're all about the high-end French cuisine, which has never been a part of the town before. But yeah, after you pass, also Main Street is sort of a top to bottom street. The elevation's much higher on the top of the street than it is the bottom, so it is almost like a 45-degree angle as you head up it. Kids love to bike or skateboard down that bad boy. You're also passing by the mall. This was a fairly new insertion into the town. We're talking like 1985, which is only a few years, I think. Sorry. The mall is huge, and it has a name. I was proud of the name, I think.
Oh, I got you. That mall was DreamQuest Plaza.
Fucking such a cool name, DreamQuest Plaza. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Oh, God. I can only imagine how much neon is on that puppy.
Yeah, as you pass by, it goes by one of the main roads through the city, and there's one of those signs that show all the things. There's some of the big things in the mall, like Torn Galaxy Arcade and Laser Tag, Dougie's Clothing and Apparel, Moon Beach Records, Baxter's Computers and Electronics, and JB's Toys and Games. You pass by the mall, and of course, the DreamQuest Galaxy food court is, let's just say, out of this world. But the next thing you see before passing out of town is I think I had mentioned earlier, the Robin Hood style suburbs. You see like Little John Lane, and you see Prince Charles. What was the prince's name? King Louis? Nope, that's a different IP. You see all of them, all the Sherwood
King
Forest.
and Prince John.
Prince John.
Yep. Yeah, Prince John. Thank you.
Totally.
You see Prince John. You see Prince John Avenue, and as you pass by Sherwood Forest suburbs, you make your way up towards Jefferson Mine. Not based off of anything. Don't look up Empire Mine. You get to the property. Something that sticks out right away for some of you haven't been here. Some of you, maybe if you've if you're born in this town, it's hard not to see the Jefferson Mines. But there's a large 8-foot stone wall that goes around the entire property. And this is like from the 1800s when the mining company actually first came to the town and bought this about 25 acres of land. Over the wall, you're already seeing some larger buildings, like a 3-story manor. This is an 1800s, not lived in manor anymore. But you can take tours here and go inside with, if you pay for the actual tour, and they're like, this is the bed that Martha Stonefalla slept in, or this is the bed that Jacob Jefferson slept in. You go up to the front part. There's a small parking lot. It's not paved. The first thing you notice, I guess they're trying to get you in the spirits right away that you're back in old country. And you first head up to the, it's not really a gate. It's a building. All the walls come together. It's a small building that is the museum. And through the museum is where you would pay your donation, even though you're going to be hard pressed to get through without a donation to the Nickel City Historical Society. First thing you notice when you step in is mining tools, pics, and pictures of as far back as the camera was invented, people are taking pictures of the mines and the miners that worked there. And there's some well-adorned people. Some are the Jeffersons, some are the Stonefallers. You see that their families sort of intermingled at one point to make this mine, leading you to believe that the Stonefallers go back to the erection of the city itself. And then there's a whole section on nickels. This is where most of the metal for the nickel was ever mined. A lot of people like to think about the gold and the copper and the silver. Nobody ever thinks about the nickel. And this is where it comes from. With that said, I know nothing about metals, minerals, or nickel, so who knows if you can even mine it. But in my story, this is where you get it. So, as you head on through, at the very end of the museum, which is free to observe, there is a small desk with a door that goes into the actual the
museum,
the estate itself. No, the actual estate with the grounds and the old town and the manors and the mines and walking paths and all that. There's an old gruff man, shriveled almost, with what you can see is like a cankerous back, who's just, it looks like they were literally just born this way with this curved spine that goes around. Hey, how can I help you, youngsters?
Hello. We were just gonna catch up with our parents on the tour.
Oh, well, I log everybody that comes through here with my photographic memory. Which ones were your parents?
the Millers.
Millers. We haven't had a Miller family come through here since January 24th, 1991.
How do you remember that?
I can promise you the Millers aren't still here. Might you be speaking of the Padawans?
Did they come through today?
Yes.
Then yes.
Once it is.
I knew you were lying. Those are some Jedi folk. I made up that. There's no Padawans here. I'm going to have to politely ask you chitlins to leave.
That's fine. We are not the chitlins you're looking for.
Ha! I see what you did there, Ben.
Give me a persuasion. Oh no, performance roll.
That's a nat 20.
No, I'm not believing it. I'm not gonna believe it. I'm not gonna do the nat 20 game.
I'll roll it again. You wanted something different.
No,
I
look
rolled
at
that
it.
before you
Alicia,
said
Alicia, look at
No, legitimate 20.
Promise.
Promise.
I got you. Look, Alicia, look at me. I'm going to give you inspiration all over the place. You're going to roll so many good dice. I'm going to give you extra rolls.
Swear.
But you need to watch him with like a hot.
swear. I swear.
You're using new dice too.
People
All
don't
right.
sure.
Nat 20. He goes, "Oh. You're a fan of sci-fi, I see."
Yeah. I'm a little bit of a geek.
That's fun. I'd test your knowledge on such a franchise, but I'd hate to get kicked off of Twitch. So instead, I'll let you write in.
I don't know how much we could say about that franchise. Huh? I don't want the mouse coming after me.
Thank you. Come on, guys. And then run out that back door into the estate grounds and kind of put his thumbs in his backpack.
Well, as you start to walk through,
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stop you. We do take charitable donations.
Donations?
Yeah, I'd hate for you to be one of these people.
he points to a wall behind him of Polaroids of people trying to get in that don't donate, just like random people from the city. And it's just this wall of non-donators. And there's just, their faces always like caught distorted because like he just pulls out a Polaroid. He's like,
Would you like to join the wall, or would you like to make a charitable donation to the Nickel City Historical Society? No one double crosses the Nickel City Historical Society.
I'm not looking to join any wall. And then he looks around for a donation box.
Nora goes into her purse.
Don't worry, I got
Pulls
us.
out. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out $3 and just slide them in, one for each of us.
It's just a nickel. Get it? Because it's nickel. Just kidding. I'll take all three. Thank you. Enjoy
Oh,
your time,
no!
kids.
Tyrone!
yeah, the
I've
$3
been
is pulled.
swindled.
Okay, let's go.
Enjoy your time.
swear.
I've got a fun trivia quiz about some of the things on the land when you come back.
Yeah.
And you see him. As you pass by, he pulls out a small book, a visitor's book, and he writes the Padawans. Padawan family of 3.
Love it.
Did it.
Wait, I thought
Everybody's
your
showing up.
mine
Hello,
was
everybody.
photographic. Why are you writing it down?
What? Oh, it's for the book. It's for the visitor's book. Look, there's so many people in the visitor's book. Look at that. That's Michael Jordan came to visit in 1983. Not the Michael Jordan you're thinking. It was just a man from Albuquerque. Right here you'll see that scribble there.
Yeah.
Well, that was me.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just crossing out a name because they decided they didn't want to come in because they didn't want to pay a donation.
Oh. So these are your favorites right here.
Oh no, my favorite is right here. Her name is Samantha Todd. She was anything but Todd. Beautiful woman. That was the summer of 64. And, well, she left quite an impression.
What kind of impression?
A pen. She used a ballpoint pen to, and she wrote a little bit thicker and heavier. You see?
Come on, guys, let's go.
It almost fall. I'd be happy to talk about this all day. It seems like very good content for Twitch.
Come on, guys. Oh God, we're at the back of the museum, right? And that's the entrance to the grounds.
Yeah, that's
You
the
just have to
entrance
walk
section.
through, get through the museum, so you can actually go into the property. So we walk out to the property, try to figure out where we should go. I believe you said that there was the mansion, the mines, the nice, beautiful grounds over here. Where should we start?
Did he specify where?
He just said it was here at the mines.
Sebastian said it was at the theater in Jefferson Mines.
Here.
Theater.
Off to the theater.
Theater.
So, you are in a pine forest. So most of the grounds have been cleared out. A lot of the wood used, 100 odd years ago was for the buildings around, but it still is 25 acres, and it takes you a little while, following signs down some trails to the actual Jefferson, the town of Jefferson, which now is basically just become a memorial for the town. Nobody lives here. It's just a general store. There's like a fire station. There's a couple small like one family homes. There's a blacksmith where they make the tools. There's a small refinery area, and then at the end of the street is where they have Jefferson Theater. This is a probably 200. Like, it probably seats about 200 people inside. You would know this because there's a plaque right on the front. Jefferson Theater sat 200 people, 100 more people than anybody in 3 counties over. All the jibber jabber that would be on a boring historical society plaque. For now, nothing out of the ordinary. All these buildings are locked. They're meant to be kind of sort of peered through the big windows in front of each building. The general store, of course, locked, but you can look at old, like, timey toothbrushes and how people used to wear the shoes and cobblers, and you look in the old fire station and say, oh, look at this. Back in the day, they used to cart water around in a barrel. All the stuff that I know a lot about. And then the theater is basically, and each of these buildings is also eerily populated with mannequins going about what a person in that day's business would do. So like in the general store, you have like a person sitting in a shoe shine booth in the back, and then a little person shining the shoes. And in the fire station, you have a mannequin just holding up an axe kind of creepily. And then with like and everything's also old as heck. Nothing has been updated or even dusted in like maybe 20 years. Next to it, it's like a stuffed Dalmatian whose leather has started to crack and peel back. Literal Dalmatian leather, who just now is staring at you with like the peeled back skin of a dog, and the teeth are there. Very creepy. And as you look in the theater itself, there's an attendant at the concessions booth with a waving hand up, kind of staring at you. You see that there's 2 doors open, and you can barely see into the dark theater there. Not much to see. Can I get perception checks?
Ben looks in all these windows, he looks at his friends and says, I don't want to be here. Creepy as hell. That is a 12.
17.
As you guys are looking around and really creeped out and distracted by the mannequin waving, looking like it's waving at you, Eleonora, you spot a little bit of what maybe looks like smoke, because it's so close to the ground, fluttering out of one of the doors, and only for 1 second you see a hand creep around the side of the door and then pull back. This is not the hand of a creature, but something ethereal.
Eleanor starts going towards the door. Guys,
well, no, you see, you actually can't go in. The whole front of it's locked. You guys are looking through weather-stained windows right now.
Gotcha.
I'm also gonna, while we're here, switch to my spooky songs.
Guys, we gotta get in.
Why?
Because it's in there.
You saw something in there?
I don't, whatever it is, it's in there.
Okay.
Eleanor starts walking around the building trying to see if there's any other way in.
Ben follows her, just kind of racking his brain about sneaking into one of these buildings that is completely locked up and shouldn't be everyone
So as you guys sneak, well, first of all, everybody gives me a sneak roll, please.
15.
5.
Oh.
So as Eleonora
We are children.
walks around the side, steps on a small twig, and for a second she gets startled and looks back. She sees Tyron step on a branch that snaps, and as the branch snaps, it whips up into the air, hitting a bell next to the playhouse that they would ring when the play is about to start. The bell dings like crazy before falling off of the actual bell perch, hitting Tyrone in the top of the head.
Ow!
Uh, The bell, as it falls on his head, and then a bump starts to form and raise
Not
the
again!
bell up.
Wait, I know what to do.
No, don't push it back in!
Eleanor goes over to assess.
Eleanor does what?
No. Eleanor goes over to assess and see if
Oh.
she can help.
I mean, it's very much one of those rubbing moments where
Yeah.
like you rub something to make it feel better and it doesn't work, but you're still rubbing it anyways.
Oh, she's not rubbing. She's just.
So
That's making it worse.
as you're doing that, you hear the sound of a high-pitched machine or something go.
We gotta go.
It's on the we gotta go as a golf cart rounds the corner with a very large man in a security guard's outfit with a security guard's hat on with big aviators pulls up around the side. He goes,
Oh, well, what are you kids doing here? Hey, did you do that? That's gonna cost you. Where's your parents?
We got separated from the tour.
Nobody gets separated from a tour.
and he starts to munch on a donut.
How far is the back of the building? Are we at like the corner of the building? Are we on the main thoroughfare?
So you're off the main thoroughfare on the right side of the building. You're about halfway, and he's maybe 15 feet from you.
I'm gonna need to see your parents, or I'm gonna have to kick you off the premises.
But they're on the tour.
Ain't no tours go from 5 to 6, little lady.
There's a sign for this.
How in shape is the security guard?
In shape, none. How in shape
Okay.
is the golf cart?
Yeah,
Probably
but-
pretty in shape.
Guys, let's run.
Tyron's gonna grab that branch he stepped on and chuck it in front of the
Yes!
wheels of the golf cart and start
Run!
And, oh my god.
Take off running.
Ben immediately follows.
Yes.
Okay. So, Tyron, I'm gonna need you to make a ranged attack roll at
Oh
disadvantage.
goodness!
Because I don't think you have stick as your one of your martial weapons.
Would this be an unarmed strike? To hit?
Do you have proficiency in
I
stick?
mean, it's a +2
Okay. Well, yeah.
proficiency.
Oh.
I wanted to keep that, but it didn't go in my. Okay. 14. It would have been
Yeah,
a dirty
he's in a cart.
20.
It just slams right into the front of the cart, smashing one of the lights on it. Sending
Property damage.
sending glass and plastic all over the place, and you hear the security guard go,
Oh, geez, Louise, Tanner, I was just, where are you going?
as everybody starts running.
He's like, all right.
Fine, and he takes out one of those sirens that you in the
Oh my
80s
God.
and 90s you put on top of cop cars, and he puts it on.
Ah.
Well, no, it starts to light up. He's making the noises. And he's like,
Oh no.
We got a 5.
he reaches over and goes,
We got a 510, 3 runners on the west thoroughfare. All right, in pursuit.
and he just starts to floor it. I'm gonna need dexterity rolls from everybody here. We'll say athletics. Athletics rolls from everybody here.
Does it count if you change your mind and I've already rolled?
No, you. What do you mean change your mind?
I rolled, and then you were like, you know what? No, give me athletics.
I think you're still good at athletics. You
Well-
have the same. athletics and whatever other I was going to give you is the same.
So
The only
listen. Let's
Okay,
talk about this
okay.
real quick.
Okay.
You said dexterity, and then I rolled the dice and it landed on something, and then you were like, give me athletics.
Oh my God, was it a nat 20?
No, it wasn't that one.
No, I'm saving the roll regardless.
Okay, I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1.
This is to escape. All right, and you rolled a 1. All right.
I rolled a 17.
So
Save us.
So Tyron throws the stick, smashes in the front. As he turns around, the other side of the stick that snapped, he kicks with his front foot as he's getting away. This thing goes horizontally into the back of Ben and Eleanor's knees. Now, I don't know if you've ever had that thing where somebody puts their foot and pushes the front of or the back of your knee and you do that wobble thing. It's a little bit more than a wobble as they're trying to run away and they lose their footing. The stick hits both of them. As they start to fall, Tyron is able to basically like vault over the stick that he just now kicked and is in full sprint away from you guys. The
Oh God!
security guard starts to go after Tyron and then goes,
I'll take 2.
and he shifts off of his golf cart, which now raises about a foot off the suspension.
Oh boy, a box of donuts!
Oh
My
my
lucky
ho-
day!
You found Forest donuts?
Yes!
As
He's like, I like the maple.
he turns around, give me a deception check.
Okay. Then Eleanor, run! Oh. Ooh. 16. Not 20, no.
All right, hold on. I don't think this
We're
one
just
is-
kids.
a five with a -1. That was a 4. Yeah,
He goes, well, Sergeant Bosco doesn't turn down a maple donut.
and turns around and starts to run at you.
Oh my God!
No, Mr. Squirrel, come back here with those. And I'm just gonna take off in a random direction.
Oh, is it that fat squirrel that steals all my donuts? Damn you!
Come on, Eleonora.
Yeah, you guys get up. Everybody's able to run away. There's a ton of hiding. I mean, we're talking 25 acres and stuff to hide in and or around. With that said, you're gonna have to dodge this guy and any other security guards that run by for quite a while because night isn't until about 7 p.m. and it's only like 5:45 right now.
I suggest we just run straight into whatever
The
thick
woods.
brush there
Yeah.
is. The closest thick brush.
As far as we can.
All right, you guys just all ditch into some brush. You barely catch them, Tyron, as they run into some very thick bush called manzanita. It's a bit sharp, but should be fine. It's a kind of a taller bush. It's this brilliant red, like bark with pretty thick leaves on top, but it's all over the place. So, you guys sprint into this stuff and are hiding. You find a small thicket with some green leaves, smaller than the manzanita, about 3 to a plant. Each leaf is jagged on the sides.
Ben stops everybody. Says, "Don't step into that." Pretty sure it's poison ivy.
Ben, can I get a nature check?
Absolutely. That is a nat 1.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
so
sure these are edible.
Ben stops everybody and pushes you guys back into another bush. These ones have 4 leaves, and their leaf style on the round is rounded on the outside.
Are
and
they
have
lucky?
they have a small reddish hue on top of it. They are up to your waists and tickling every little bit of skin and or clothing that touches them.
No.
Sorry.
Should have gotten your ointment. No.
Oh,
So
okay.
Okay.
You've got some time,
Okay.
and with time comes itching.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about like a little rash.
No.
We're talking about every bit of you from the waist down is covered in this stuff. And the more you
Creek? Sorry. Is there a creek nearby?
in the vicinity.
I mean, it's an old ground, right?
Yeah, there would have to be. Yeah, there is an
Yeah.
old creek.
All right.
Old.
We gotta find the creek.
It's called Squirrel Creek,
Squirrel Creek. I love it.
and it runs out the mouth of an old mine.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Okay. Let's go find it.
Sorry, guys. Let's just head to the creek.
Gotta. I'm assuming it's further into the woods.
It's on the other side of the property. Yeah. It's not so much. There's enough pathing and like signage around here. I know how much you love it, Eleonora. That can show you where you're trying to go, and of course a lot of it says Poison Oak. Don't go off the trail. Which now you see, but you
There
do
was
make.
no sign.
I'm gonna need sign checks if you want to see signs. You do make your way down to Squirrel Creek. There's a plaque that's like Squirrel Creek comes out the mouth of old Squirrel Mine, where the miners used to find nickel, not nuts.
Okay. Where's that? Is the sign saying we're right there?
You're right. You're staring at a creek. Yes.
Oh,
A
okay,
a babbling
Okay.
brook.
I hear babbling.
Eleanor doesn't wait. She just goes in and starts washing off every bit of her skin that's like out in the open.
What do you guys do?
Oh, we gotta get wet again.
This is the
Twice
second
in one day.
Back into the creek.
Okay, he's gonna take his book bag off and then run over to the creek.
All right, all three of these third graders at like 6 p.m. at night are just washing themselves in a creek at like dusk in a random like mine area, like a historical preserved area. you see a couple who's there probably just enjoying a brisk walk at night, who are dressed in it looks like too much hiking gear for what this is present for. Like, and all of it's pristine, like it's never been hiked at before, and all of it's like Northridge, all of it's like really like expensive. And they're just like,
Oh, look, Bethany. They seem to be washing themselves. Is this some sort of historical reenactment?
Yes, it's a historical reenactment. Move along.
Oh, Gerald, I knew you would bring me to somewhere so drenched in history. I quite like the way the shaggy one washes his hair.
at you, Ben.
He's fully submerged. He has his shirt off, but he's just down there going. Because I gotta get clean.
I fully endorse that their clothing is of the times. I guess I didn't even really think about if they would have Jan sports or not.
They continue their way out as Bethany goes,
Gerald, they're closing soon. Let's get out before we get yelled at. I don't want another embarrassment like at the French restaurant.
So after
Hey.
they turn the corner, oh my god,
Yeah.
Ben does a terrible slow motion hair back with his
oh,
with
it's
his,
gorgeous.
his tiny third grader chubby body just kind of shakes into slow motion, and then he shakes it off, and then he looks and he points and he's like, "There's a mine entrance over there. Do you think the theater has like a little basement we could get in through there?"
Worth
Can I
a
get a
shot.
history? Can I get a history check from anybody that has a point in history? Let's see if anybody does.
Ben grew up in Nickel City.
I got -2 in history, but I
Oh,
also
God.
did
Yeah.
move here, so that makes sense.
All right, Ben's going to give me a roll.
13.
Plus 1, 14. Okay. You do know that Nickel City has tons and tons of mines under the whole thing. And after Lake Wagashishomi was dammed, some of the water ended up going underground, and a lot of these mines are now were used as sewers in some cases, or retrofitted into sewers. It's possible that it happened even before, and that some of the town, the now reenactment town, is plumbed or has these types of tunnels going under it.
So look, we can either try to get in through the mine, or we could wait till dark and then sneak around the back of the theater. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, I think with a 14 as well, you do know that every year at least 10 people die from cave-ins in mines, or falling into a mine, or sinkholes that open up because of the mines. They're not safe places.
So look, I don't want to go through the mines. I'm thinking at nightfall, we just wait and then go to the back of the building. We can sneak in that way, because mines are not a good idea.
I saw how big your friend was. He could
Did we get
definitely
raided?
help us out.
Oh my God, welcome everybody. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much.
So I'm not the only one with a friend.
I think we'd be good. I think the only issue we might have is we might need some flashlights.
And then
If only you were at a superstore.
Ah, damn.
I don't like flashlights.
and then you Tyrone hears in his ear, "You don't need a flashlight with my eyes."
Yeah, Mrs. Norwich will be fine. In the dark.
Yeah?
She sees everything.
And then into the trees, if you look to the side, you hear rustling of the bushes, and then you see a couple of Shadow's eyes appear. The green eyes pops up on a tree trunk, very faded, then pops up on top of a bush, and then if you look on the ground, a rock is casting a shadow, and you just see the smile under the rock in the shadow.
I like her style. Let's go.
I'm down with that. Let's go that way. I don't want to wait for night to come. I want to get this over with. This town's creeping me out.
So to be clear, you're going inside the mine, or
Yes.
are you going? Okay,
We're going
Yeah.
in the mine.
that's fine. I just want to look at my stats really quick.
Oh, no.
How many people die in mines? This says a lot. So good luck, third graders.
With monsters?
With monsters, that's true. We do have not so imaginary monsters.
How many
with us.
ISPs did they have?
Oh, that's I will say none of
Yeah,
them
you gotta
had
fraction that out.
dimensional shadow spirits. So you guys head towards the mine. Most of the mines are boarded up. This one doesn't seem to be because of the water, and that's because the only entrance into this mine would be having to go under in the creek and swim upstream into the mouth of this mine entrance.
That might be beyond us.
You can't swim?
Look, I can swim just as best as anybody else, but I don't know where the entrance is. And then, as soon as Ben finishes that sentence, Shadow just pops out into the shadow of the mine entrance and says, "You can make it."
You mean I can't see her again?
You heard it, lady. Let's go.
Eleonora!
Eleonora jumps into the river. It's shallow enough to where you can find some footing with the rocks below, but you do have to hold your breath and push yourself into a dark orifice into the side of this mountain. So go ahead and roll me athletics.
$11.
Does Jack want to help out? As you watch this, you just see her jump into the water, and for about 30 seconds, she's just under the water, not moving.
Oh no!
Not like drowning, just like she's just with her arms trying to swim and pushing against rocks.
So Ben and Tyron watch Eleonora kind of like struggle for a second, and then all of a sudden she just kind of like starts to bob more and more out of the water as this large kind of like mass of a creature starts to grow in size as Jack is essentially about as big as maybe a small boat for the group of the kids.
Yeah, to the point where Jack's almost a mass bigger than the entrance, but is also a worm that has no... It's just a worm of like muscle, basically. Slimy muscle. Eleonora, as Jack starts to get bigger, you feel two of the hands that normally push out as the toys try to clamor for that the toys Jack has ingested over the years try to like peel or push their way out. Two of these hands come up and actually clasp you and hold you tight as now Jack starts to squirm into the hole. His mouth unhinges and opens as the water flow from the creek just goes inside of him, and you guys on the back end watch as now the water is dammed up and then his body starts to elongate as it fills with water. You see some of the hands push out from inside Jack and beckon you to jump on back.
Whoa, that's so cool!
That's horrifying.
What are you talking about?
As you see that, you see from the bottom of Jack a butthole pucker and then release as now he acts as a tube for this whole creek.
Oh yeah. Jack Centipede.
Oh. Ben like hops down into where the water used to be. Just kind of like shuffles next.
Well, it's basically hopping onto a waterbed that also has hands inside the waterbed that come and conform around you and pull you into the waterbed enough that you can slip through the entrance to this mine.
Is this like the labyrinth and the falling of hands and they just pass me up along the body? More hands just...
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But a waterbed.
Yeah,
but a waterbed on it.
But a waterbed. But like a cool 90s waterbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're just passed on up in there.
Yeah, so all three of you are passed into the inside of this mine that has been kind of outfitted as its own creek from some sort of underground water source. But as you do, the hands kind of pull you and plop you on the side as you are watching Jack's whole mouth just sucking all this water. He starts to close it as water starts to hit his head, and he shrinks down. And as the water then begins to pour out back in its natural creek formation, you see a small clown, like purple and yellow and with feathers, this small clown ragdoll pop up out of the water and then basically give the uppies to Eleanor.
Runs over and picks him up and gives him a little hug. You did so good.
He farts out a little bit more water and shakes excitedly.
Ben has not picked his mouth up one bit since being outside the cave. Just like, what?
You guys are inside this cave now. The stream is still there, but it does get bigger inside now that you're inside the cave's entrance.
Now
you're looking at a big dark tunnel.
Well, now that we're in there, up on the ceiling, if you looked up, you'd see one of Shadow's eyes open. It's dark in there. She's in her prime. More eyes open. These green fluorescent bioluminescent glow almost is coming off it, but it's not like a good blue bioluminescent color that you remember. It's this sickly green color, and enough of her eyes open that she almost lights up enough that you can't really make out the ground, but you can see silhouettes of walls and a direction to walk. And if the 3 children move, she stays long enough to probably provide like a 10-foot length of light over top of them, so they're at least not tripping over themselves as they walk around.
Yeah, just so you know as well, Taryn, she being your IFB, imaginary friend from beyond, I'm just going to keep pushing that in there so we get that term out there. She also has a link to you, and you actually just have dark vision. You're able to see in here at 60 feet in any direction. For the rest of you, you see about 10 feet in front of you as Miss Norge starts to lead you deeper into the old mine.
How tall is the tunnel that we're in?
About 6 feet tall.
Okay.
It's about 4 feet wide, with about 3 feet of that being the underground river or the underground creek, and about 1 foot being like enough rock that you can kind of walk on.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah. Oh my god. Let's just keep moving. I don't want to go back that way.
So wait, which one of you has a map to this 100-year-old underground mine shaft? No?
None, but we have a very fast shadow.
I need some survival checks from you guys. Eleanor, you get a +1.
30.
Tyron, you get a +1, and
That's a
Ben, you're at a 0.
19.
I got a 19
Ooh,
plus
twins.
1. Dirty 20.
20.
Never mind.
Dirty 20.
A 15.
Jeez, okay. My bad, I didn't know you made this mine.
Yeah.
So it takes a bit of winding, but you're coming to multiple different channels which peel off in different directions. You recognize the direction that you guys ran from the town to get here, and just try to do your best to stick to that those branching tunnels in that direction, which actually ends up being pretty good sense of direction, because after a while, and we're talking maybe 30 minutes of walking into the most dangerous place that you could find in the town, I think, you find an area that actually has a shaft that goes up with a little bit of light coming out of it, that, if you remember, was a area in the thoroughfare of this old mining town that had the only area on the street that had like a wooden, I guess you would call it, it's square, so it's not round, but it's like a wooden shaft door. You can now see through there, and as you hear the hum of the golf cart with the security guard, Roscoe, go over it, and it shakes some dust down onto you guys. To your right, it's not a lot, but Miss Norris is giving you enough light, and of course Griffin can see each area of this. Like, as you look straight down this shaft, it actually pulls off into different shafts on either side that coincide with the 7 or 8 buildings, with one large shaft being that of the theater itself.
Is there any signage down here that we can see? Like maybe an old plate that says which?
No, there's no signs.
Okay.
No signs in the 100-year-old abandoned mine shaft that was outfitted to be sort of a sewer. So
Got it.
no.
Makes sense. So if I remember right, that way would be the theater.
Here's a question. Are our IFBs able to sense out other IFBs if they're close enough?
That is a yes if your IFB has some sort of ability that could do that. If I remember correctly from session 0 and what we did today with Eleanor's Jack, none of you had mentioned maybe a IFB sensing ability. So in this case, your creatures can't. I'm not saying it's not something they can adopt, as they evolve and grow more powerful. In this case, it's a no. Oh, I do want to double check Stacks. You're now toting exclamation mark giveaway. Is it not exclamation mark prize now?
It's exclamation prize, but that's how I do it so that I don't enter myself into it.
Oh, got it. Exclamation mark prize. Everybody, exclamation mark prize in chat. We're going to be giving away a tabletop card game that I myself make from Wits and Giggles Gaming. Just write it in there in the chat. Exclamation mark prize in chat. Kyle, maybe not do it again because you did win the first time.
It feels good to win.
All right. So, the largest shaft goes off to the right. With those survival rolls, you could probably tell that's coming from a theater meant to house about 200 people.
To the right.
All right. Yeah, Ben's going to start walking that way. And whether he has to walk in water or if there's like a side of a trench, if this is more of a manufactured area, that's because now it's under the town, so it might be a bit more landscaped and
it's a bit more hollowed out, but it is on an incline, so no water actually goes up here because it's like inclining to the
fantastic
itself. Shit's meant to roll downhill. So you can walk that way. Another thing you do realize from the looking up through the cracks is the last bit of light from daylight is going. It should be dark now.
Okay, yeah, Ben's gonna walk down the tunnel that he believes is the theater.
Eleanor is following.
Same for a tyrant.
But he's staying close enough that he can still use Shadow's light.
So you get to the end of this, and it does start to tighten and get smaller, but luckily third graders are able to navigate this pretty easily. You get to a grate right below what seems to be some sort of like bathroom situation. This is another thing to recognize is this theater's bathroom hasn't been used in decades upon decades, probably. So it's all old poo-poo that you stand on.
Old poo-poo.
As you get to the grate, you realize that it is locked down by a chain. You get close, you hear the ruffling of feet above you, and then you hear sorry, where is it here? Oh yeah, you just hear a loud zoinks, and then a loud low dog bark.
Oh God, is that Enigma?
No.
The LLC.
Okay, no, this is fine. The whole town and they're in the building we need to be in. Think, Ben, think. I know. And then he reaches over his shoulder and pulls Louis out, and then he takes both hands and just puts him down on the ground. Says, Louis, I think we need your services.
Go ahead, please. No.
Louis just starts to, build back up a little bit until he's just like sitting there.
As he gets big, he pushes people to the side because he fills up this entire cavity.
Louis, gently break the chains on the grate.
Louis puts his hand and he goes and just like smacks at it.
Yeah, the grate shoots up and sticks in the roof of this old wooden outhouse that is actually housed against the theater itself, or maybe even inside, or maybe it was rebuilt inside. It just sticks in the top. That's when you hear, "Oh, jeez! I totally saw it. I see he got eaten alive by a giant spider."
Giant spider.
Louis. All right. You're never gonna fit through that. Come You need to go back in the backpack.
And he just shrinks down.
Ben picks him up, puts him in the backpack. He looks at everybody else and says, "Are we going up there now?" And then Shadow says, "Just let me have a look real quick." And then the light source dims, and the most black part of the tunnel just slowly goes up the ladder. Doesn't even use the ladder, goes up the wall, and one of the big bubble eyes appears at the top and takes a quick peek.
Is that what Stax wants Shadow to do?
I mean, sure. Like, because we're down in the area, and then there's the grate, and then up where
You have to climb through the potty hole of this old bathroom that was basically slapped on the theater itself. Shadow is able to go out there and take a look around. There is a door that is currently closed to the theater, and this would be the near the lobby of the theater.
Is there any other way that we can get up there without having to step in that stuff?
Well, let's be fair. It's probably not there.
It's probably not there, or it's been
Not
turned
only
into.
is it,
It's like a moss, probably.
well, I was gonna
It's
say,
still a
not
damp
only-
area.
Not only did this all happen like years ago, right? But usually, if it was, yeah.
Or
But
decades.
usually bathrooms like that were just a hole into like a little, pathway of sorts. There is some way for water to funnel through to rinse it all out and bring
There-
it in.
Miss Norwich would see that above the toilet itself is a small trough with
The old pull chain.
a pull chain. You would also remember on the outside of the theater there is a large water catcher on the roof.
Okay, so let's try and get
What?
that chain pulled, and then quickly make our way in before it recycles itself.
Do you want to get wet?
No, we're getting the wet out and then going in before it recycles.
Do we need to pull it at all?
I think it's a clean freak kind of scenario.
I mean, I guess we don't have to.
I'll climb up that moss as long as you don't pull that chain.
Okay.
Give me a boost.
Ben does the old finger cross and puts his hand in front of there.
Eleonora, you get hoisted up through the potty area of this
Okay.
outhouse that's been retrofitted onto the side of the theater. You see eyes of Miss Norwich above you,
Okay.
and you see a door in front of you.
Okay. The potty. She's gonna push herself up and just gonna climb out of the toilet. And then she's gonna look back down. Who's next?
You hear barking and scratching at the door.
Do you think Shadow could give him a slight scare?
Miss Norwich?
No, too. And she goes up, down, under the door. Green eye pops up
You see
next to the dog's head.
You see a
Other side, green eye pops up next to the dog's head. On the other side of the dog's head.
the dog looks back and forth. And as he's looking around, you hear the sound of a vacuum. And you're looking into the concession area, and from where you would assume inside the theater is, you hear the sound of a vacuum. And it shoots out from the theater with a ghostly cord dangling behind it, and this is an ethereal vacuum lit up in shiny grays and purplish lights. And as the vacuum looks around and then sees the dog, it shoots to the dog. Miss Norwich sees a little name tag on the dog, and this, by the way, this is a Great Dane that is like gray with darker gray and white spots littered around it, almost like an opposite Dalmatian. And the name on the tag is Sparky Dumps. And as Sparky looks around at the eyes, like, what the heck are the? And it hears the vacuum. Its shoulder bones go up, and it peeks around slowly and goes, "Roar!" and starts to run.
After the dog starts running, Miss Norwich immediately comes back in and goes down the hole.
All right, at this rate, Eleanor is already hanging like halfway through the toilet, just trying to reach for somebody's hands.
Jack is gonna kind of like slump down, and you holding on to it, he's gonna like reach his body and extend outward, and like this like slimy, goopy
Staircase.
sort of body is gonna engulf the kids at the bottom. This is way worse than climbing through poop.
All I keep picturing is like Discovery Zone, where it was like the bumps, and then the kids just have to crawl up it.
Oh.
Right to the toilet.
Come on, Ben, it'll be over before we know it.
Ben just pauses and is like, I really don't want to do this. And he just feels the hands grab him by the waist and just start passing him up hand by hand. And he's like, I hate this.
And I imagine if it's like an outhouse sized room, by the time the 3 kids get up there, there's like not enough room.
It's a lot of like this. It's actually a little bit bigger. There's a couple stalls next to each other that have like small pipes that run down into it that you assume were like olden days urinals. There's a small washing station that's also connected to that pull string that you assume you could wash your hands with before, from the rainwater on top of the theater. And then beyond that is a dingy old mirror stained with time and soot and stuff like that. You all see everything inside there. You look around. Miss Norwich pops her eyes back in, I assume. And now you're all very stuffed in this outhouse with 2 giant monsters.
Okay.
Jack will unslinky himself back to the normal size.
Miss Norwich, everything she sees, Tyrone sees as well, right?
Yes.
They had that.
I think that's what we talked. Yeah, I think we. Is that what we did?
I think so.
Familiar.
It's like that,
Link.
or Miss Norwich has just like all sight. Oh, but it's only at night. Okay, yeah. That's correct. So you saw the dog and you saw the ghostly vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
So there was something else out there, like a vacuum cleaner, but they also spoke about spiders. How many of these creatures do we have to take on?
He better not set us up.
You hear the sound of rattling doors, not the door you're standing in front of, but inside the next room, and you just hear,
I gotta get out of here. Are you kidding me? This. Oh my god, I can't.
Is our door locked? Have a lock? Chain lock?
yeah, it's
That
got
bolt?
a lock from inside.
Okay, let's just open the door. We'll take a quick look around. If this thing is distracted by whoever else is in here, Enigma, these dopes, then that's fine. Let them play with each other while we take a look around ourselves. Okay, so Ben's gonna go over to the door. He's gonna pull the deadbolt, the little slide lock, and gonna grab the knob, turn it, listen for a sound.
Oh, no.
Lets go of the doorknob, and then does the slide bolt again. And he goes, I don't think we're ready to go out there just yet.
You just hear, it's coming. I got to get out of here. Come on, open these doors.
So Ben turns the knob again, does the slide bolt, and opens the door. Hopefully doesn't hear a creak. And then he peers his head out. And he sees the concession stand. How much light is this in this place? Can we see well? It is nighttime, but I know there's also windows and mannequins and
what you see basically is a fairly well built teenager. Well, he's one of those teenagers that like are in all the the high school movies where they actually look like 40. But he's a teenager, and he's I don't know. I guess you've lived here. A very well-known family is the Hodder family. They're into all the sports. The dad is the PE teacher, or like basically all of them teach PE or sports or football and take big pride in it. This is the oldest son. This is where is it? Oh, Ned Hodder. Also, this is Garth's older brother, Garth in your class. And currently he's shaking at the door and he's starting to kick it, and he looks back, and that's when you see, because he has a flashlight, and he's shining it while he's trying to kick it. As he looks around, he peers in, the flashlight into the theater, where you see one of those ethereal, luminescent things that you saw earlier, but this is a baby, and it flies through the air and smashes on the wall next to Ned Hodder. He goes, "Ah!" And it kind of like into baby arms and ghostly baby goop before just dissipating into thin air. And he goes, "No!" And he starts to bang at the door again, and that's when you see now again, ethereal or ghostly, older-looking Ned Hodder with a big belly. He's lost most of his hair, only on the sides, which he's grown it out to try to keep his cool long hair. Walk out. His shirt is too tight for the belly, so it's pulled up a little bit. The ghost smokes a cigarette in one hand as he pulls up he's holding a baby. He goes, and tosses another ghost baby as it splatters against the wall next to Ned. Ned goes, "Oh God!" And he starts to book it up the stairs that are on either side of the lobby that go up to the upper seating area. As he runs by, you see kind of a doofy looking guy slink by in this like really like sad run, as kind of like where the whole top half of him is behind his body as his feet carry him as fast as they can. He's running from one hallway on the other side of the concession stand, running to another hallway on the other side that run down. Both these hallways run down parallel to the building itself that look like they go to the backstage. As he runs by, a bunch of these small furry creatures, again ethereal, pour out from the hallway, like dozens of them, as they all just as they just chomp. Like they're literally a ball with only a mouth and tiny little legs and tiny little hands, as it's and he's like, "No, the munchies!" As he runs around, you hear a thud, and then you see a very skimpy clothing, attractive senior from high school, clawing her way from the theater area. Goes, "No!" As she does it, a ghostly creature that looks like the cross between a mole and a rat, but in a human form, jumps on her back and goes gang, 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 and grabs her hair and then yanks her back into the theater. Then from the opposite wall, which another door looks like it's the women's bathroom, opens up, and you see another woman pour out that looks strangely familiar to one of your classmates, maybe a sister, pop out, and she just goes, looks across and sees you looking out the other, and goes, "Is it gone?" And that's when you see a huge web shoot at the door and yank it off of its hinges. And she goes, "Ah!" As a huge spider, about 6 feet in size, crawls around the side. Two of the mandibles grabbing her. The mandible's not sticking into her, but actually grabbing her and pulling her into the opposite hallway. And that's where we're going to end our story tonight.
Oh, no. Holy shit.
I just like the image of like by the time this is happening, the triple head 3 stack where we're all just like peeking out on top of each other.
That's how I imagine it. Yeah. Oh my god, that's insane.
So that's what you guys just walked into.
Episode 1.
Wow.
Ruh-roh,
Yeah,
Raggy.
Frisky, Ruh-roh, Raggy. Oh my god. That's nuts.
And that will be the end of our session or episode 1. That was